Hello, friends. If you're curious about the movie Ocean's 8, 2018, you're in the perfect place. Don't forget to give this video a quick like, it really helps us out. And if you're new here, hit subscribe to stay updated on all the latest movie deep dives. Let's jump right in. Debbie Ocean has been planning the perfect heist for years. 5 years, 8 months, and 12 days to be exact. That's how long she's been sitting in a prison cell, carefully crafting every detail of a plan that will shake the world. When she finally steps out, she doesn't waste a second. It's time to assemble the perfect crew, and with a job this big, she needs only the best. Unlike her infamous brother Danny, who thrived in the chaos of Las Vegas, Debbie has her eyes set on a different kind of prize, the dazzling and seemingly untouchable Cartier Toussaint necklace, worth a jaw-dropping $150 million. The plan? Steal it right off the neck of world-famous actress Daphne Kluger at the most glamorous event of the year, the Met Gala. It's high stakes, high fashion, and the ultimate game of deception. As Debbie reconnects with her former partner in crime, Lou Miller, the pieces begin falling into place. Lou, a street-smart nightclub owner and con artist, is skeptical at first, but she knows Debbie's genius is not to be underestimated. Together, they begin recruiting a team of experts, each bringing a unique skill to the table. Rose Weil, a once-renowned fashion designer, is their ticket into the elite Met Gala crowd. Amita, a brilliant jewelry maker, knows how to handle diamonds like no one else. Constance, a street-hustling pickpocket, is fast and nimble with her fingers. Tammy, a suburban mom with a knack for smuggling stolen goods, brings the operational expertise. And finally, Nine Ball, a tech genius and hacker, ensures their plan runs without a hitch. Each woman has her own reason for joining the heist. Some want the money. Others crave the thrill. But one thing is certain, none of them can afford to fail. They infiltrate the Met Gala, posing as industry elites, each playing their part with precision. The energy is electric, and with so many celebrities and security guards swarming the venue, one misstep could mean the end of everything. The necklace is locked in a high-tech security system, but Debbie and her team have planned for this. A well-orchestrated series of distractions allows Amita to access the jewels, and in the blink of an eye, the priceless necklace is switched with a flawless replica. The tension is palpable. Every second counts as they maneuver through layers of security, all while maintaining the perfect illusion. Just when it seems like they've pulled off the impossible, an unexpected twist threatens to unravel everything. Insurance investigator John Fraser, a seasoned expert in high-profile thefts, begins piecing together the clues. He knows this job has Ocean's signature all over it, but proving it is another story. Meanwhile, Debbie has her own personal vendetta to settle, and she's not leaving without making sure the man who betrayed her pays the price. The heist is only half the story. What happens next is a whirlwind of deception, double-crosses, and jaw-dropping reveals. Will Debbie and her crew outsmart everyone, or will their perfect crime be their undoing? One thing's for sure, this isn't just another heist. This is history in the making. Debbie Ocean walks out of prison with a calm confidence, her every move calculated, her eyes set on a prize far bigger than freedom itself. She spent 5 years, 8 months, and 12 days refining a plan, one that would make her legendary in the world of heists. The moment she steps back into the real world, she wastes no time. First stop, New York City. Dressed in an elegant yet deceptive outfit, she walks into Bergdorf Goodman and effortlessly scams her way into a luxurious new wardrobe and a lavish hotel suite, proving that she hasn't lost her touch. But fashion is not the goal. This is merely the beginning. She needs to find Lou Miller, her old partner in crime, the one person she trusts to help pull off the biggest job of their lives. Lou is skeptical when Debbie lays out the plan. It's too big. Too risky. But then again, that's what makes it worth doing. The target? The Cartier Toussaint necklace, a diamond-encrusted masterpiece valued at $150 million. It rests in a high-security vault, accessible only for special occasions, like the upcoming Met Gala, where it will be draped around the neck of Hollywood superstar Daphne Kluger. The Met Gala is a fortress of security, cameras, and elite guests, but Debbie knows that every system has a weakness. With Lou on board, it's time to assemble the team. First, there's Amita, a jewelry expert with a sharp eye and even sharper hands. She's been stuck in a small workshop, crafting pieces for other designers, but Debbie offers her something much more enticing, a chance at fortune and freedom. Next comes Constance, a lightning-fast pickpocket who makes a living swiping wallets and watches off unsuspecting New Yorkers. She doesn't hesitate to join when she realizes how much money is at stake. They recruit Tammy, a suburban mom living a double life as a secret smuggler of stolen goods. She has the connections and the logistics to move anything under the radar. Then there's Nine Ball, a laid-back but brilliant hacker, whose skills will be crucial in disabling security and ensuring their movements go undetected. Finally, they bring in Rose Weil, a struggling fashion designer desperate for a comeback. Her ticket to the Met Gala will provide them the perfect cover. With the team in place, the planning begins. Every detail is meticulously crafted. How to get in, how to access the necklace, how to swap it with a replica, and most importantly, how to get out unseen. They practice their roles, ironing out every potential flaw. As the Met Gala draws closer, the pressure mounts, but so does the thrill. Each of them knows that if they succeed, they'll walk away with a fortune. The night of the heist arrives. The Met Gala is a dazzling spectacle of celebrities, designers, and security personnel swarming every corner. But Debbie and her team blend in seamlessly, each playing their role to perfection. Daphne Kluger, the unsuspecting star of the night, is adorned in the legendary Toussaint necklace, a piece so valuable that it's monitored every second. But that doesn't intimidate them. As the night unfolds, they execute the plan with precision. Amita prepares to switch the necklace, while Constance moves through the crowd, stealing and planting items to create the necessary distractions. Nine Ball works her magic from behind the scenes, shutting down security cameras at just the right moments. Everything is going smoothly, until something unexpected threatens to throw it all into chaos. A sudden flicker on the security cameras. A momentary lapse in coverage. It's all according to plan, but for a brief second, the risk feels real. Inside the Met Gala, the guests continue laughing, sipping their champagne, unaware of the intricate web of deception unfolding around them. Daphne Kluger, the unwitting centerpiece of this operation, shines in the Cartier Toussaint necklace, blissfully unaware of what's about to happen. Across the room, Amita readies herself for the switch. A precisely timed moment. One small, seamless exchange, and the $150 million treasure will be in their hands. But then, an unexpected complication. Daphne, unpredictable and self-absorbed, decides to excuse herself from the party earlier than expected. The team watches as she drifts away from the crowd, oblivious to the crucial role she plays in this operation. This wasn't in the plan. They have to adapt. Lou signals to Constance, who quickly weaves through the bustling crowd, her fingers nimble and quick. The moment Daphne steps into the restroom, the team makes their move. The trick is subtle, a well-practiced sleight of hand by Amita, a perfectly executed swap that goes unnoticed. When Daphne emerges moments later, she is still adorned in a necklace, but it's no longer the Toussaint. It's an impeccable replica. The real necklace, now in the hands of the crew, needs to be smuggled out. But Cartier security is thorough. They scan every guest upon exit. Tammy, the logistics mastermind, has already arranged the solution. The diamonds, broken down into smaller pieces, are scattered among the gala's many dishes, unnoticed by even the most trained eyes. As the event winds down, those tiny diamond fragments leave the premises, hidden in the trays of uneaten food, transported discreetly to where Amita will later reassemble them into new, untraceable pieces. Everything seems to have gone perfectly. But just as they begin to relax, an investigation is launched. The Cartier team quickly realizes the necklace is a fake, and security footage is scoured for clues. Debbie had anticipated this. She needed a scapegoat. Enter Claude Becker, her ex-lover, the very man who had landed her in prison years ago. He had been invited to the gala, lured into a trap that placed him at the wrong place at the wrong time. As police close in on Becker, Debbie plays the part of the innocent bystander, making sure all trails lead back to him. The evidence is undeniable, staged perfectly to make it seem as though he orchestrated the heist. Becker is arrested, bewildered and furious, but powerless to prove his innocence. Meanwhile, the crew celebrates. They've done it. Their payday arrives, and each of them disappears into the world with their share of the fortune. Amita heads to Paris to finally start her own jewelry brand. Tammy expands her smuggling empire. Constance, ever the hustler, continues her life of fast deals and easy money. Rose, finally back in the limelight, reclaims her status in the fashion world. Nine Ball, now with more than enough wealth, buys the bar she had always dreamed of owning. Lou, ever the thrill-seeker, finds herself at another starting line, already plotting the next great heist. And Debbie? She visits Danny Ocean's grave, a quiet moment of reflection as she sips a martini. "You would have loved it," she murmurs, a small, victorious smile playing on her lips. The legend of Ocean's 8 is born, a story whispered in the shadows, a heist executed to perfection. Debbie Ocean walks with a confidence that isn't just practiced, it's inherited. The younger sister of Danny Ocean, she has the same sharp mind, the same ability to anticipate every possible outcome before it even unfolds. But while Danny had a certain charm that made his heists feel like a game, Debbie carries a sharper edge, molded by betrayal and years spent in prison. She isn't just in this for the thrill. She's in it for revenge, for redemption, and most of all, to prove that she's every bit as brilliant as her brother, if not more. She doesn't work alone, though. Every great mastermind needs a right hand, and for Debbie, that's Lou Miller. If Debbie is the planner, Lou is the enforcer, the one who makes sure the machine runs without a hitch. She's got a rock-star coolness about her, effortlessly stylish, dangerously clever, and always 2 steps ahead. She questions Debbie's motives, but she never doubts her abilities. The two of them have an understanding, a bond forged through years of navigating the criminal world. But pulling off the greatest heist in history takes more than just 2 brilliant minds. It takes a carefully curated team, each member bringing something essential to the operation. Rose Weil, the fashion designer on the verge of financial ruin, brings both style and access. She's eccentric, artistic, and nervous about breaking the law, but the lure of survival and success is too tempting to resist. Then there's Amita, a master jeweler whose quiet precision makes her indispensable. While the others are out maneuvering security and weaving elaborate deceptions, Amita's hands are doing the real magic, dismantling millions of dollars worth of diamonds with an artist's patience. She's calm, methodical, and always aware of the risks, but she trusts Debbie to see the plan through. Tammy, on the other hand, is the one who blends in the easiest. A suburban mother with a seemingly normal life, she's secretly the queen of logistics, an expert in moving stolen goods without a trace. She juggles PTA meetings with multimillion-dollar crimes, and somehow it all works out. Her brilliance lies in her ability to make the impossible seem routine, to make the high-stakes world of heists feel like just another day at the office. For the more hands-on work, they need a thief, someone fast, someone with fingers so quick they could steal your wallet and hand it back before you even noticed. That's where Constance comes in. Young, street-smart, and always hungry for the next score, she's the wild card of the group. She isn't just skilled, she's fearless. She brings an unpredictable energy to the team, a reminder that sometimes raw talent is just as valuable as experience. And then there's Nine Ball, the hacker. Mysterious, effortlessly cool, and nearly impossible to track, she's the one who makes sure the digital side of the heist runs smoothly. Security cameras, alarms, electronic records, she bends them all to her will, making it look easy. The others might operate in the physical world, but Nine Ball? She controls the digital shadows at the center of it all, unknowingly playing her part in the grand scheme, is Daphne Kluger. A celebrity, a starlet, The kind of woman who commands attention the moment she steps into a room. She's glamorous, self-absorbed, and entirely unaware that she's wearing the most valuable piece in the entire operation, the Cartier Toussaint necklace. What starts as a simple role in the plan takes an unexpected turn when Daphne proves to be sharper than she looks. She isn't just a pawn, she's an opportunist, and when she realizes what's happening, she doesn't expose the heist, she wants in. Then there's Claude Becker, the unwitting villain of Debbie's story. He's charming on the surface, but underneath, he's the reason she spent years behind bars. A man who used her, set her up, and moved on without a second thought. He thinks he's untouchable, but Debbie's plan ensures that by the end of the heist, he'll be the one in handcuffs, paying for sins he never thought would catch up to him. Every character in Ocean's 8 has their role, their skills, and their weaknesses. But together, they form something unstoppable. A team that doesn't just pull off the impossible, but does it with style, precision, and just the right amount of mischief. The making of Ocean's 8 was as thrilling as the heist itself, filled with unexpected moments, behind-the-scenes surprises, and fascinating details that even the most dedicated fans might have missed. Just like the precision and meticulous planning that went into Debbie Ocean's grand scheme, the production of the film had its own set of carefully crafted moves, some planned, some entirely unplanned, but all adding to the charm of this star-studded spectacle. One of the most surprising facts about Ocean's 8 is that the Cartier Toussaint necklace, the dazzling centerpiece of the heist, was not just a random Hollywood prop. It was a real, handcrafted replica of an actual Cartier design. The original piece, made in the 1930s for the Maharaja of Nawanagar, was too fragile and valuable to be used in filming, so Cartier created an exact replica just for the movie. The process was so intricate that it required extensive 3D modeling and the use of real diamonds to ensure it looked as authentic as possible on camera. The necklace wasn't just a part of the plot, it was a star in its own right, and its presence added a layer of authenticity to the film that few heist movies can match. But here's where it gets even stranger. Wearing the Toussaint wasn't as effortless as it appeared on screen. And Hathaway, who played Daphne Kluger, had to be incredibly careful with the necklace, as it was still worth an astronomical sum. In reality, Cartier had security guards on set to watch over the piece, ensuring that it never left their sight. Hathaway later admitted that wearing such an opulent and valuable piece of jewelry made her incredibly nervous, and she was relieved when filming wrapped, knowing she could finally stop worrying about breaking it. The glitz and glamour of the Met Gala scenes may have looked effortless, but filming them was anything but simple. The filmmakers wanted authenticity, so instead of creating a fictionalized version of the gala, they shot inside the actual Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York City. This was no small feat, as securing filming rights at such an iconic location required extensive negotiations and logistical planning. Even more fascinating, some of the guests in the Met Gala scenes were real celebrities attending in character. This blend of reality and fiction added an exciting dynamic to the film, as A-list stars mingled with the cast, making it difficult to distinguish between what was scripted and what was genuine high society glamour. Speaking of celebrities, Ocean's 8 almost had even more star power. Many fans speculated that George Clooney's Danny Ocean might make a cameo appearance, despite the film implying that he was dead. Though his absence was intentional, Sandra Bullock revealed in an interview that she did have conversations with Clooney about the role, but ultimately, the filmmakers decided it was better to let Debbie Ocean stand on her own rather than tie her story too closely to Danny's past. However, one unexpected cameo did make it into the movie. Elliot Gould reprised his role as Ruben Tishkoff, the beloved character from the Ocean's 11 trilogy. His brief but memorable appearance was a nostalgic nod to fans of the original films, subtly bridging the gap between the classic and the new era of the franchise. But perhaps one of the most bizarre production stories involves Rihanna, who played the hacker, 9 Ball. On set, the cast quickly realized that Rihanna was not just acting, she was genuinely skilled at computers and hacking. In fact, some of the technical jargon she used in the film came naturally to her, impressing both the crew and her co-stars. Cate Blanchett even joked that if Rihanna ever decided to quit music and acting, she could probably make a successful career in cybersecurity. Then there was the challenge of filming with an ensemble cast as high-profile as this one. Scheduling conflicts were a constant struggle, with so many A-list actresses juggling different projects and commitments. Some of the most intricate scenes had to be shot out of sequence, requiring careful editing and clever cinematography to ensure seamless continuity. Despite these logistical hurdles, the chemistry among the cast was undeniable. Sandra Bullock, Cate Blanchett, and the rest of the team bonded so well off-screen that their camaraderie translated effortlessly onto the screen, making their interactions feel natural and engaging. A particularly strange and funny moment came when Mindy Kaling, who played Amita, found herself in a real-life version of a high-stakes jewelry situation. While training for her role, she visited Cartier to learn about the delicate art of jewelry craftsmanship. At one point, she was handed a multi-million-dollar diamond necklace to examine, and she admitted that she was so terrified of dropping it that she froze in place, not daring to move until someone took it back. Her experience was eerily similar to what her character goes through in the film, making for a hilarious and oddly fitting behind-the-scenes story. Another little-known fact about Ocean's 8 is that it took years to bring the project to life. The idea for an all-female Ocean's film had been floating around Hollywood for a long time, but it wasn't until Gary Ross took the helm as director that it gained real momentum. Sandra Bullock was one of the first actresses to be approached, and once she signed on, the rest of the cast quickly followed. However, there were constant rewrites and adjustments to the script to make sure the story did justice to the legacy of the Ocean's franchise while also feeling fresh and original. As with any film, there were scenes that didn't make the final cut. One of the more intriguing deleted scenes involved a longer, more detailed explanation of how Debbie Ocean faked her brother's death. Though the filmmakers ultimately decided to leave the mystery open-ended, some early test screenings included a version that explicitly addressed Danny's fate. This version was scrapped in favor of maintaining a sense of ambiguity, allowing fans to speculate about whether Danny was truly gone or if he had pulled off one final, unseen trick. One of the film's most entertaining aspects was the humor, much of which was improvised. Cate Blanchett and Sandra Bullock, in particular, had a natural comedic rhythm that led to numerous unscripted moments making their way into the final cut. Even Anne Hathaway, whose character was initially meant to be more of a stereotypical diva, ended up ad-libbing some of her best lines, giving Daphne Kluger an unexpected depth and self-awareness that made her one of the film's standout characters. In the end, Ocean's 8 was more than just a stylish heist film. It was a carefully crafted blend of high fashion, high stakes, and high-energy performances, all tied together with meticulous attention to detail. From real Cartier jewels to unexpected celebrity cameos, from technical difficulties to hilarious on-set moments, every aspect of the film's production was just as intriguing as the heist itself. For fans of the franchise, these behind-the-scenes facts only add to the appreciation of Ocean's 8, proving that sometimes the story behind the story is just as fascinating as the one that unfolds on screen. The brilliance of Ocean's 8 is not just in its dazzling heist or its stylish ensemble cast. It lies in the way it reinvents a classic formula while making bold statements about power, intelligence, and reinvention. On the surface, it's a fun, sleek, and glamorous film about an ambitious theft at the prestigious Met Gala. But beneath that stylish exterior, Ocean's 8 plays with deeper themes of camaraderie, gender dynamics, and the art of deception in a world that often underestimates those who operate under the radar. One of the most significant aspects of the film is its approach to the heist genre. Unlike many of its male-led predecessors, Ocean's 8 does not rely on brute force, explosive action, or traditional crime thriller elements. Instead, it leans into precision, intelligence, and a different kind of power, the power of being overlooked. Debbie Ocean, Sandra Bullock, and her crew don't just steal. They manipulate an entire system built to protect the very thing they aim to take. The way they move within this world, hiding in plain sight at an event where wealth and prestige overshadow everything, mirrors the way women often have to maneuver within male-dominated spaces. The film never explicitly spells this out, but it is woven into the DNA of the story. One of the most fascinating events in the film is Debbie's release from prison and her immediate execution of her plan. Unlike Danny Ocean in Ocean's 11, who returns to the game as though he never left, Debbie steps back into the world with a quiet, methodical approach. Her time in prison was not spent wallowing but refining every detail of her scheme, proving that patience and intelligence are her greatest weapons. The contrast between her and Lou, Cate Blanchett, is equally compelling. Lou is the more impulsive, instinct-driven member of the team, but their dynamic works because Debbie's strategic mind pairs perfectly with Lou's adaptability. The moment Debbie recruits her crew is another key scene that highlights the diversity of skills and perspectives within the team. Unlike many heist films that rely on a group of experts who are already deep in the world of crime, Ocean's 8 makes a point to showcase how talent exists in unexpected places. Amita, Mindy Kaling, the jeweler who wants independence from her overbearing mother, is an expert in her craft but lacks the opportunity to break free from tradition. Tammy, Sarah Paulson, is a suburban mom who secretly runs a black market operation from her garage. Nine Ball, Rihanna, is a hacker who operates outside the system but is always one step ahead of it. Constance, Awkwafina, is a street hustler who understands human psychology in a way that makes her indispensable. And Rose Weil, Helena Bonham Carter, is a once-renowned fashion designer who has lost her footing in the industry but still holds incredible creative power. These characters aren't just thieves, they are talented women who, in many ways, have been overlooked or undervalued by society. The heist isn't just about money, it's about taking back control. One of the most compelling twists in the film is the role of Daphne Kluger and Hathaway. Initially, she seems like the film's secondary antagonist, vain, self-absorbed, and oblivious to the larger scheme happening around her. However, the moment it is revealed that she has been in on the heist the entire time, everything about her character shifts. Suddenly, her actions throughout the film take on a new meaning. The way she interacts with Debbie and Lou isn't just a case of a clueless celebrity being used as a pawn, it's a woman who recognizes an opportunity and seizes it. Her decision to join the heist is not driven by desperation but by the realization that she has more power than people assume. This reveal is one of the film's most critical moments because it challenges audience expectations. Daphne's transformation from an unknowing victim to an active participant in the heist flips the traditional heist movie structure on its head. In most crime films, women are often used as distractions or collateral damage. Here, Daphne proves that she is just as capable, if not more so, than the criminals who recruited her. Her knowledge of the Met Gala's inner workings, her ability to play up her public persona, and her eventual role in the scheme make her one of the most surprising and interesting characters in the film. Another key scene that adds to the film's thematic depth is the revelation that Debbie Ocean orchestrated a secondary heist that even her own team wasn't aware of. While the others believe they are pulling off the most significant theft of their careers, Debbie has her own secret plan in motion, stealing even more priceless jewels while everyone's attention is on the Toussaint necklace. This moment reinforces one of the film's most important messages. Power is often held by those who plan ahead and think beyond what is obvious. Debbie is not just executing a plan, she is outplaying everyone, including her own crew. This subtle but powerful moment cements her as a mastermind, proving that she is every bit as cunning and capable as her late brother. Beyond the plot mechanics, Ocean's 8 also makes a fascinating statement about the art world and the value of exclusivity. The entire heist revolves around an event that celebrates luxury, wealth, and artistic achievement, yet it also exposes the superficiality of that world. The film subtly critiques the way high society operates, showing how easily security can be manipulated when people are distracted by opulence. The way the crew infiltrates the Met Gala, by using their intelligence and playing into the very structures that keep people out, serves as a metaphor for breaking barriers in an industry that often feels inaccessible. From a critical perspective, Ocean's 8 received mixed reviews, with some praising its refreshing take on the heist genre and others feeling it lacked the tension of the original Ocean's films. However, what many critics failed to acknowledge was the film's deeper significance. While it may not rely on the same high-stakes, adrenaline-fueled sequences as its predecessors, it brings something new to the table, a different kind of intelligence. The way these women pull off the heist is not through brute force but through calculated moves, understanding social dynamics, and using their underestimated status to their advantage. The emotional resonance of Ocean's 8 comes not just from the heist itself, but from the relationships between the characters. Unlike the original Ocean's films, which focused heavily on camaraderie built over years of working together, this film explores something different: the idea of forming bonds through shared experiences and the desire to prove oneself. Each woman in the crew has something to gain from this heist beyond money. For some, it's about reinvention. For others, it's about breaking free from limitations. For Debbie, it's about proving that she is just as capable as her brother, and in some ways, even more so. One of the final moments in the film, when Debbie sits at her brother's grave and toasts to him, is particularly poignant. The audience is left wondering whether Danny Ocean is truly dead or if he has simply pulled off his most elaborate disappearing act yet. But more than that, the moment is about Debbie stepping out of her brother's shadow. She has achieved something remarkable, on her own terms, without relying on his legacy to define her. The film ends not just with a successful heist, but with a quiet, powerful statement. Debbie Ocean is a force to be reckoned with, and she didn't need to be anyone's sister to prove it. Ultimately, Ocean's 8 is more than just a stylish crime film. It's a statement about intelligence, reinvention, and the power of women who refuse to be underestimated. It takes the classic heist formula and twists it into something new, something that challenges expectations while still delivering the thrill of a perfectly executed plan. And perhaps that's the greatest trick of all, making something feel familiar yet entirely original at the same time. The making of Ocean's 8 was as stylish, meticulous, and clever as the heist at the center of its story. From the very beginning, the film was crafted with a specific vision, one that balanced homage to the original Ocean's trilogy while carving out its own identity. Director Gary Ross, alongside producer Steven Soderbergh, who directed the previous Ocean's films, wanted to ensure that Ocean's 8 was more than just a gender-swapped reboot. It had to stand on its own, with a unique tone, visual aesthetic, and a crew of talented women who could bring their own flair to the world of high-stakes crime. The production process was an intricate dance of logistics, creativity, and problem-solving, much like the elaborate heist depicted in the film. The filmmakers were determined to create a movie that felt both effortlessly stylish and deeply immersive. Every element, from the costumes to the set design to the cinematography, was carefully planned to reflect the film's themes of sophistication, deception, and reinvention. One of the biggest challenges of the production was recreating the Met Gala, a real-life event known for its exclusivity, grandeur, and impossible-to-access guest list. Since filming at the actual event was not an option, the production team painstakingly recreated the Met Gala inside the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York City. This was no small feat. The filmmakers had to secure special permission to film within the museum, which rarely allows major motion picture productions to use its halls. The team worked closely with the Met's curators and staff to ensure that the integrity of the museum was preserved while still allowing for a cinematic spectacle. To make the scene as authentic as possible, the filmmakers brought in real-life fashion designers, models, and celebrities to appear as guests. Some of the actual Met Gala attendees, including Anna Wintour, played themselves, adding a layer of realism to the setting. The wardrobe department, led by costume designer Sarah Edwards, collaborated with major fashion houses to ensure that the characters' outfits were on par with the extravagant couture seen at the real event. Sandra Bullock, Cate Blanchett, and Hathaway, and the rest of the cast were dressed in custom pieces designed by some of the biggest names in fashion, making the film's visual aesthetic feel genuinely high-end. But the Met Gala sequence wasn't just about spectacle, it was a logistical puzzle. The crew had to coordinate hundreds of extras, simulate the presence of paparazzi, and manage the movement of characters through the museum's vast halls. To achieve the feeling of a real event unfolding in real time, the filmmakers employed long takes and sweeping camera movements, making the audience feel as though they were right in the middle of the glamorous chaos. Beyond the Met Gala, the film's New York City setting played a crucial role in its aesthetic. Unlike the Ocean's trilogy, which was largely set in the neon-lit casinos of Las Vegas, Ocean's 8 took full advantage of the city's upscale venues, chic restaurants, and hidden underground spaces. Filming took place at iconic locations such as the Plaza Hotel, Central Park, and Bergdorf Goodman, all of which helped establish the film's sophisticated tone. The production team went to great lengths to secure access to these locations, ensuring that the film captured the essence of New York's high society. The chemistry among the cast was another key element that made the film shine. Sandra Bullock, Cate Blanchett, and Hathaway, Mindy Kaling, Sarah Paulson, Awkwafina, Rihanna, and Helena Bonham Carter formed a dynamic ensemble that brought humor, intelligence, and charisma to the screen. During production, the actresses bonded both on and off set, often improvising lines and bringing their own personalities into their characters. Anne Hathaway, for example, played Daphne Kluger with an exaggerated air of celebrity arrogance, but much of her performance was rooted in self-aware humor. Hathaway has spoken in interviews about how she used her own experiences with fame to shape Daphne's persona, often poking fun at the ways Hollywood treats actresses in the media. Many of her funniest moments, including her over-the-top reactions and dramatic line deliveries, were the result of playful improvisation. Cate Blanchett and Sandra Bullock, who played Lou and Debbie respectively, developed a strong rapport behind the scenes, which translated into their effortless on-screen chemistry. Blanchett, known for her intense dramatic roles, embraced the opportunity to play a more laid-back, effortlessly cool character. Her wardrobe, consisting of sleek suits and statement accessories, was inspired by classic rock stars, and she worked closely with the costume team to refine Lou's aesthetic. Rihanna, who played the hacker Nine Ball, brought her own expertise in tech culture to the role. The production team wanted to ensure that Nine Ball's hacking scenes felt realistic, so they consulted with cybersecurity experts to ensure that the tools and methods she used were authentic. Rihanna also contributed to the film's soundtrack, adding a touch of her signature musical style to the overall mood of the movie. One of the most interesting behind-the-scenes stories involved Helena Bonham Carter, who played the eccentric fashion designer Rose Weil. To prepare for the role, Bonham Carter studied real-life designers and even spent time in couture workshops to understand the intricacies of haute couture. Her performance was a blend of comedic nervous energy and genuine fashion expertise, making Rose one of the film's most memorable characters. Another fascinating aspect of the production was how the film paid homage to the original Ocean's trilogy. While Ocean's 8 was designed to stand on its own, it contained subtle nods to the previous films. Danny Ocean's, George Clooney, absence loomed over the film, with Debbie frequently referencing her late brother. The filmmakers deliberately left Danny's fate ambiguous, fueling fan theories about whether he was truly dead or simply in hiding. Additionally, Elliot Gould reprised his role as Reuben, linking the film to the broader Ocean's universe. The production team also faced unique challenges in crafting the film's climactic heist sequence. The heist itself, involving the theft of the Toussaint necklace, required a blend of practical effects and CGI to ensure that the logistics felt believable. The necklace, designed by Cartier specifically for the film, was based on a real historical piece and had to be handled with extreme care during filming. The crew even worked with jewelry experts to ensure that the way the necklace was stored, transported, and displayed in the film mirrored real-world security protocols. Despite these challenges, the production remained a smooth and enjoyable experience for the cast and crew. Many of the actresses have spoken about how refreshing it was to work on a film that centered around a group of strong, intelligent women without resorting to clichés. The set was often filled with laughter, and the collaborative environment allowed each actress to bring her own ideas to the table. The film's post-production process was equally meticulous. The editing team worked to balance the film's pacing, ensuring that the heist unfolded with the right mix of tension and excitement. The music, composed by Daniel Pemberton, blended jazz-infused heist themes with modern electronic beats, creating a soundtrack that felt both classic and contemporary. When Ocean's 8 was finally released, it became a box office success, grossing over $297 million worldwide. The film's stylish aesthetic, witty script, and charismatic performances resonated with audiences, proving that there was still plenty of life left in the Ocean's franchise. While some critics debated whether the film was as sharp as its predecessors, most agreed that it was a refreshing and entertaining addition to the series. Ultimately, the making of Ocean's 8 was just as intricate and well-planned as the heist itself. From securing real-world locations to crafting an authentic Met Gala experience to ensuring that the characters felt unique and dynamic, every detail was carefully considered. The result was a film that celebrated intelligence, style, and teamwork, both on screen and behind the scenes. The world of Ocean's 8 is one of elegance, precision, and deception, all wrapped in a stylishly sleek cinematic experience. Every location, every frame, every camera movement serves a purpose in immersing the audience into a world where the line between glamour and crime blurs seamlessly. The film's setting, primarily in the heart of New York City, wasn't just a backdrop. It was a character in itself, shaping the story, the mood, and the heist that held it all together. From the very first moments, the cinematography establishes an air of calculated sophistication. The film opens with Debbie Ocean, Sandra Bullock, being released from prison, setting the stage for her return to the criminal world. The sterile, minimalistic prison setting sharply contrasts with the extravagant world she's about to re-enter. As soon as she steps out, the shift in setting is immediate. She's back in bustling New York, a city teeming with opportunities, luxury, and deception. The cinematography follows her with steady, calculated movements, mimicking her meticulous mindset as she begins to piece together her master plan. One of the film's most significant locations is the iconic Metropolitan Museum of Art, home to the legendary Met Gala, where the entire heist takes place. The Met Gala, known in real life as one of the most exclusive fashion events, becomes the perfect stage for a high-stakes robbery. The grandeur of the museum, the lavish decorations, the priceless artwork, and the elite guests, creates a setting where opulence masks the underlying tension of the unfolding crime. Every shot inside the Met is carefully framed, highlighting the contrast between the sheer elegance of the event and the calculated chaos brewing beneath the surface. Lighting plays a crucial role in establishing mood throughout the film. During Debbie's initial scouting of the Met Gala, the cinematography leans towards warm, ambient lighting, reflecting the dazzling, almost dreamlike quality of the event. However, as the heist gets underway, the lighting subtly shifts. The glow of chandeliers and candlelit halls remains, but shadows begin creeping into the frame. The balance between light and darkness mirrors the duality of the characters. While they blend seamlessly into high society, they operate in the shadows, orchestrating a crime right under the noses of the world's elite. Beyond the Met Gala, the film explores various iconic New York City locations, each adding a unique layer to the storytelling. The sleek, modern galleries and private offices where the team plans the heist exude sophistication, reflecting the sharp, strategic minds behind the operation. In contrast, Lou's Cate Blanchett bar, a more intimate, dimly lit space, feels like a refuge, a meeting ground where ideas are exchanged and risks are calculated. The shift between these settings helps to establish different moods. Some scenes are tense and strategic, while others allow for moments of camaraderie and humor. Another key location is Cartier, the luxury jewelry store that holds the priceless Toussaint necklace, the target of the heist. Cartier's pristine, high-security environment is the perfect obstacle for the team to overcome. The cinematography emphasizes the store's high-tech surveillance and polished surfaces, creating an atmosphere of near impenetrability. When Daphne Kluger and Hathaway enters the store to try on the necklace, the setting transforms into a fortress of wealth, making the eventual theft all the more satisfying. The film's use of costume design also plays a pivotal role in enhancing its setting and atmosphere. Every character is dressed impeccably, reinforcing the idea that this is a heist of style and precision. From Lou's effortlessly cool androgynous looks to Debbie's sleek and sophisticated wardrobe, the costumes seamlessly blend into the glamorous world of high fashion and high-stakes crime. The transformation of each team member for the Met Gala, especially Nine Balls, Rihanna, unexpected red carpet moment, further amplifies the theme of deception, proving that appearances can be as much of a weapon as any tool used in the heist. One of the most visually striking moments in the film comes during the heist itself. The camera moves smoothly through the Met Gala, capturing the dazzling spectacle of gowns, jewels, and flashing cameras. But as the crime unfolds, the cinematography becomes more precise, tracking every movement of the team with a deliberate pace. The use of split-screen editing during key moments adds to the tension, allowing the audience to see multiple perspectives at once. Debbie ensuring Daphne's cooperation, 9 ball hacking security, Amita, Mindy Kaling, delicately handling the necklace, all moving together in perfect synchronization. Music and sound design further enhance the film's atmosphere. The upbeat, jazzy score keeps the energy high, blending elements of classic heist films with a modern, stylish twist. During the actual heist, the soundscape shifts. Music is stripped back, replaced with the quiet hum of tension, hushed whispers, and the occasional sharp intake of breath. The contrast between the lively pre-heist planning scenes and the near-silent precision of the execution keeps the audience engaged, heightening the stakes without relying on unnecessary dramatics. The cinematography also subtly reflects the film's themes of empowerment and reinvention. Unlike traditional heist films that often feature dark, brooding visuals, Ocean's 8 embraces a sleek, polished aesthetic. The vibrant colors, luxurious settings, and stylish camera work create an atmosphere where crime feels almost aspirational. This visual language reinforces the idea that these women aren't just thieves. They are orchestrating something beautiful, an artful heist that blends intelligence, style, and rebellion against the expectations set for them. The final moments of the film bring everything full circle. The setting shifts once more, from the chaos of the Met Gala to the quiet satisfaction of the aftermath. Debbie, now victorious, sits before Danny Ocean's tombstone, a serene smile on her face. The contrast between the lavish spectacle of the heist and this quiet, reflective moment is striking. The cinematography slows, focusing on Debbie's expression, allowing the audience to soak in the completion of her journey. In the end, the film leaves us with an image of victory, not just of a heist well executed, but of a woman reclaiming her place in a world that once sought to keep her out. Through its masterful use of setting, cinematography, and visual storytelling, Ocean's 8 transforms a simple heist into an experience, one that is as much about the thrill of deception as it is about the artistry of pulling it off. The city, the gala, the costumes, the camera work, every element works in harmony to create a film that is as stylish as it is strategic, proving that sometimes crime can indeed be a work of art. The making of Ocean's 8 was just as stylish, exciting, and unpredictable as the heist that unfolded on screen. From the dazzling costumes to the meticulously planned heist sequences, every detail had to be perfect. But behind the sleek execution, the cast and crew had their fair share of surprises, challenges, and unforgettable moments. With an ensemble cast led by Sandra Bullock, Cate Blanchett, and Hathaway, Rihanna, Mindy Kaling, Sarah Paulson, Helena Bonham Carter, and Awkwafina, the energy on set was electric. These powerhouse actresses not only brought their characters to life, but also formed a bond that made filming an unforgettable experience. It wasn't just about executing a well-crafted film, it was about having fun while doing it. One of the most exciting behind-the-scenes elements was the fashion. Since the film revolves around a heist at the Met Gala, the costumes had to be show-stopping. The wardrobe team worked closely with some of the biggest designers in the world to create stunning dresses that would fit the high-fashion world of the film. And Hathaway's character, Daphne Kluger, needed a gown that exuded both wealth and extravagance, and the result was a breathtaking custom Valentino dress that made her look like a real-life movie star walking the Met Gala red carpet. But wearing these outfits wasn't always glamorous. The dresses were heavy, restrictive, and often uncomfortable. In particular, Rihanna, who played the Hacker 9 ball, struggled with wearing corseted gowns since they were so different from her usual style. Meanwhile, Helena Bonham Carter, known for her love of quirky fashion, adored every piece her character, Rose, got to wear. The scenes filmed at the Met Gala were some of the most challenging yet thrilling moments to shoot. The production didn't just recreate the event on a soundstage. They actually filmed inside the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York City, a rare privilege. The cast and crew were given strict rules about what could and couldn't be touched. With priceless artifacts and art pieces surrounding them, the actors had to be extra cautious while performing their scenes. Getting permission to film inside the museum was no easy feat. Director Gary Ross and producer Steven Soderbergh had to convince the museum's board that their film would do justice to the elegance and grandeur of the event. Ultimately, they agreed, and what resulted was a breathtakingly authentic sequence that made audiences feel like they were attending the gala themselves. While the Met Gala scenes were a visual feast, they were also logistically complex. The sheer number of extras, many of whom were real models, designers, and socialites, made coordinating shots a massive undertaking. Some extras were real-life celebrities who had to be strategically placed so that they would be visible without distracting from the main cast. The entire sequence was choreographed down to the smallest detail, from the way guests moved in the background to how the lighting mimicked a real red carpet event. One of the most surprising things about the shoot was how well the cast clicked from day one. While it's not uncommon for big ensemble movies to have clashing personalities, Ocean's 8 was an exception. Sandra Bullock, as the lead and one of the film's producers, made it a point to foster a positive and supportive atmosphere on set. She encouraged camaraderie among the cast, and it worked. The actresses would often hang out between takes, cracking jokes and hyping each other up. And Hathaway later shared that she was nervous about joining the cast because she was pregnant at the time, but her co-stars made her feel completely welcome. She even joked that she had 8 new aunties for her baby. Meanwhile, Cate Blanchett and Sandra Bullock, both veterans in the industry, developed a sisterly dynamic that mirrored their characters' relationship. One particularly hilarious moment happened during a scene in which the group gathers at Debbie Ocean's headquarters to plan the heist. The room was full of props, from computer screens to heist blueprints, but one detail almost caused a major blooper. Rihanna, in character as Nine Ball, was supposed to be typing on a laptop, but one day, the computer wasn't working. Instead of stopping the scene, she continued typing away, only for the crew to realize much later that the laptop wasn't even turned on. The cast couldn't stop laughing once they found out. Of course, the production wasn't without its challenges. Filming in New York City is always tricky due to crowds and unpredictable weather. The cast often had to navigate through real pedestrians while shooting, which led to some unexpected interactions. There were instances where people mistook the actresses for real Met Gala attendees and tried to snap photos with them, unaware that they were on a movie set. Another major challenge was pulling off the heist scenes realistically. The film had to make sure the mechanics of the crime were believable while still keeping the plot exciting. To achieve this, the filmmakers consulted with professional security experts to ensure that every aspect of the heist, hacking into the system, getting past security, and stealing the $150 million Cartier necklace, felt authentic. The mechanics of the necklace itself had to be carefully designed so that audiences would believe it could be stolen and reconstructed. For the Cartier necklace, known as the Toussaint, the jewelry brand actually created a real, working replica of a historical piece from their archives. The cast had to be incredibly careful while handling it since it was a valuable piece in its own right. Helena Bonham Carter, who played the nervous but brilliant fashion designer Rose, had to learn how to sew convincingly for her role. To prepare, she trained with actual designers and tailors, spending time in real fashion studios to observe how they worked. She took her role so seriously that she even began designing small pieces of clothing off-camera. Another unforgettable moment came from James Corden, who played the insurance investigator, John Fraser. Though he had a relatively small role compared to the main cast, he brought his signature humor to the set. In between takes, he would crack jokes, keeping everyone entertained. His improvisational skills even led to a few extra funny moments in the final cut of the film. Despite all the challenges, Ocean's 8 was a smooth production compared to many Hollywood blockbusters. The cast and crew worked efficiently, and the final product reflected the care and creativity that went into making the film. The positive energy on set translated to the screen, making the movie a fun and stylish addition to the Ocean's franchise. The film's release was met with excitement, especially since it was a long-awaited female-led spin-off of the Ocean series. It debuted to strong box office numbers, proving that audiences were eager for a heist film with a fresh perspective. In the end, Ocean's 8 was more than just a heist movie. It was a celebration of talent, teamwork, and the power of a great ensemble cast. Whether it was the challenges of filming in real locations, the excitement of working with legendary designers, or the hilarious behind-the-scenes moments, the making of the film was a thrilling experience for everyone involved. The essence of Ocean's 8 goes beyond a simple heist. It's a story of reinvention, empowerment, and meticulous planning. While the film dazzles with its high-stakes robbery and stylish execution, it carries deeper themes that resonate with audiences on multiple levels. Each scene, each character, and each twist in the plot is woven with symbolism that enhances the narrative, making the film more than just a glamorous caper. At its core, Ocean's 8 is about women reclaiming power in a world that underestimates them. The entire premise revolves around Debbie Ocean, a woman who has been wronged and left to fend for herself, now plotting a grand return in the most spectacular way possible. This theme of redemption and reinvention is reflected not just in Debbie's journey but in the women she recruits. Each of them is at a crossroads in their lives, stuck in situations where they're not fully appreciated or struggling to make ends meet. The heist isn't just about money. It's about control, independence, and proving that they are more than capable in a male-dominated world. The setting of the Met Gala is more than just a glamorous backdrop. It's a symbol of exclusivity, wealth, and societal power structures. The heist isn't just about stealing a necklace. It's about infiltrating a space where these women are not necessarily welcome. Debbie and her team don't just break into a vault. They break into a world that has historically been off-limits to them. The choice of the Met Gala is deliberate. It's an event that represents prestige, and by using it as the focal point of their operation, the film subtly challenges the idea of who belongs in these elite circles. Fashion itself plays a crucial symbolic role. Each woman's outfit reflects her personality, but beyond that, it's a tool of transformation. Daphne Kluger, the glamorous movie star, is the ultimate insider at the Met Gala, and her acceptance into this world gives the crew the perfect cover. Meanwhile, Rose Weil, the struggling fashion designer, regains her confidence by stepping into the limelight again. The fact that the heist is disguised as a fashion statement, literally wrapped around Daphne's neck, highlights how appearances can be manipulated, a recurring theme throughout the film. Then, there's the necklace itself, the legendary Cartier Toussaint. More than just a piece of jewelry, it represents wealth, status, and control. The fact that it is initially guarded by a team of men and worn by a woman who is oblivious to its true value is telling. The moment Debbie's crew takes possession of it, the power shifts. This isn't just a theft, it's a redistribution of power. By reconstructing the necklace and selling it in parts, the women are taking something that once symbolized elitism and turning it into something that benefits them all individually, reinforcing the theme of self-sufficiency. Another interesting aspect of Ocean's 8 is the theme of illusion and deception. Every member of the team plays a role, whether it's Nine Ball's hacking expertise, Constance's sleight of hand, or Tammy's ability to blend into the background. These women succeed not because of brute force but because of their intelligence, adaptability, and ability to manipulate perception. This idea is visually reinforced throughout the film, with mirrors, reflections, and disguises playing a key role in many scenes. The heist is won through careful misdirection, reminding the audience that appearances can be deceiving. Debbie Ocean herself is the embodiment of this theme. She presents herself as composed, stylish, and in control, but underneath, she is fueled by years of pain and betrayal. Her calculated approach to the heist is a reflection of her personal philosophy: never act on emotion, always think several steps ahead, and make sure no one sees you coming. Her decision to target Claude Becker, the man who betrayed her, adds another layer to the theme of deception. While she claims that her plan is purely about the money, her personal vendetta shows that even the most meticulous planners can't always separate business from emotion. Family legacy is another recurring theme in Ocean's 8. Debbie follows in the footsteps of her late brother, Danny Ocean, who was the mastermind behind the original Ocean's trilogy. Her journey is both an homage and a reinvention. She doesn't just want to replicate her brother's success, she wants to outdo it in her own way. The film frequently references Danny, keeping his presence alive without overshadowing Debbie's leadership. In many ways, Debbie's heist is about proving that she's just as brilliant as her brother, if not more so. The camaraderie among the women is another crucial theme. Unlike many heist films where personal rivalries and betrayals play a major role, Ocean's 8 emphasizes teamwork and trust. Each woman has a distinct skill set, and their success depends on their ability to work together seamlessly. There is no weak link in the group, every member is essential. This sense of unity is empowering and sets the film apart from many male-dominated heist movies, where betrayals and power struggles often take center stage. Even the film's humor carries symbolic weight. There's a running joke about how men always underestimate women, something that the crew uses to their advantage. The security team at the Met Gala doesn't suspect them. The insurance investigator played by James Corden initially assumes Debbie is working alone. These small moments reinforce the larger message. Society often overlooks women's intelligence and cunning, but that's precisely why they succeed. By the time the credits roll, Ocean's 8 has delivered more than just a stylish heist. It has presented a narrative of empowerment, reinvention, and challenging societal expectations. The film's themes and symbols aren't just background details. They are woven into every scene, making the story resonate on a deeper level. It's not just about stealing a necklace. It's about stealing back control, rewriting the rules, and proving that women can pull off the ultimate con with intelligence, grace, and style. The magic of Ocean's 8 isn't just in the brilliance of its heist or the star power of its cast. It's in how the film is constructed, the meticulous craftsmanship that makes the experience immersive, stylish, and effortlessly cool. From the sleek cinematography to the rhythm of the editing, every filmmaking choice contributes to shaping the movie's distinct atmosphere. It's a world of glamour, precision, and illusion, brought to life through carefully curated techniques that elevate the storytelling. One of the first things that stands out about Ocean's 8 is its visual style. The cinematography, led by Igil Bryld, is polished and deliberate, mirroring the precision of the heist itself. The camera moves smoothly, often gliding through spaces with the same grace as Debbie Ocean's team as they execute their plan. Many shots are framed with symmetry, emphasizing order and control, a stark contrast to the chaos that could unfold if even one detail of the plan goes wrong. The use of wide-angle shots during the Met Gala sequences is particularly striking, capturing the grandeur of the event while also allowing the audience to track the characters' movements within the vast, luxurious space. Close-ups are another significant visual tool. The film frequently focuses on small, seemingly insignificant details: a hand slipping into a pocket, a security camera blinking red, a bead of sweat forming on a nervous character's brow. These moments heighten tension and signal to the audience that in a heist, every detail matters. A single mistake could mean disaster, and by focusing the camera on these micro-movements, the film pulls the viewer into the intricacies of the plan. The lighting in Ocean's 8 also plays a crucial role in establishing mood and tone. The Met Gala itself is bathed in a warm, golden glow, reinforcing the sense of luxury and exclusivity. Contrast this with the cooler, more muted tones in scenes where the team is planning the heist. These moments feel more grounded, almost as if they exist in an entirely different world from the dazzling opulence of the gala. This visual contrast reinforces the idea that the women are outsiders infiltrating an elite, untouchable space. Then there's the editing, which gives Ocean's 8 its smooth, effortless energy. Heist films thrive on pace, and the editing in this film is sharp and rhythmic. Quick cuts are used to create tension, especially during moments when the plan is in motion. A prime example of this is the moment the Cartier necklace is swapped. Rapid cuts between characters, security footage, and the necklace itself create a sense of controlled chaos. But despite the quick cuts, the film never feels disorienting. The editing is clean, ensuring that the audience always knows what's happening, even as multiple things unfold at once. Montages are another key element of the film's editing style. The preparation for the heist unfolds in a series of sequences that show each character in their element. 9-ball hacking security systems, Constance practicing her sleight of hand, Rose struggling to regain her confidence in the fashion world. These montages serve two purposes. They condense time, showing the team's progress without dragging the pacing, and they also reinforce the theme of mastery. Every woman on this team is an expert in her craft, and the montages highlight their skills while building anticipation for the grand execution. Sound design is another layer of the film's immersive experience. The film knows when to embrace silence, especially in moments of high tension, but it also understands the power of ambient sound. During the Met Gala scenes, The murmur of elite guests, the clinking of champagne glasses, and the hum of orchestral music create an atmosphere of luxury. These subtle details make the setting feel real and alive, drawing the audience into the world that Debbie and her team are infiltrating. The soundtrack itself is an eclectic mix of smooth jazz, modern beats, and classic heist movie undertones. Daniel Pemberton's score subtly shifts between stylish, lounge-inspired themes and pulsating rhythms that heighten suspense. A standout moment is when Debbie Ocean walks out of prison at the start of the film, a deliberate callback to Danny Ocean's release in Ocean's 11. The background score here is understated but confident, mirroring Debbie's composed demeanor. Music choices like these add layers of meaning, reinforcing the film's connection to its predecessors while establishing its own identity. The dialogue, while often witty and sharp, is also structured in a way that keeps the energy flowing. Conversations are quick and to the point, mirroring the efficiency of the heist itself. The film doesn't waste time with unnecessary exposition. Instead, it allows character interactions to reveal important details naturally. This keeps the pacing tight and ensures that even quieter moments feel dynamic. Beyond the technical craftsmanship, Ocean's 8 was a major production with high stakes at the box office. With a budget of approximately $70 million, it was expected to deliver both commercially and critically. The star-studded cast was a major selling point, and the film was strategically positioned as a summer blockbuster with an appeal to both fans of the Ocean's franchise and new audiences looking for a stylish, female-led heist movie. Upon release, Ocean's 8 exceeded expectations at the box office. It grossed over $297 million worldwide, making it a financial success. The film benefited from strong marketing, including a major presence at the real-life Met Gala, where cast members attended in glamorous outfits, further blurring the line between fiction and reality. The choice to tie the film's release to such a high-profile event was a brilliant marketing move, reinforcing the film's themes of fashion, exclusivity, and infiltration. Critically, Ocean's 8 received a mix of praise and constructive criticism. Many lauded its stylish execution, the chemistry among its cast, and the refreshing take on the heist genre with a female-driven narrative. Sandra Bullock, Cate Blanchett, and Anne Hathaway received particular acclaim for their performances, with Hathaway's comedic timing as the seemingly ditzy yet secretly cunning Daphne Kluger standing out. However, some critics noted that while the film was undeniably entertaining, it played things a bit too safe compared to the original Ocean's 11, lacking the same level of high-stakes tension. Regardless of minor critiques, Ocean's 8 proved that female-led ensemble films could command major box office success. It wasn't just about the heist, it was about representation, proving that a film of this scale could thrive without relying on the traditional male-centric formula of its predecessors. Ultimately, the film's success was a combination of masterful filmmaking techniques and strategic production choices. Every aspect, from cinematography and editing to sound design and marketing, was meticulously crafted to create a seamless, stylish, and engaging cinematic experience. It wasn't just about pulling off a heist, it was about pulling off a film that would resonate with audiences long after the credits rolled. The heart of Ocean's 8 isn't just the heist or the sleek cinematography, it's the cast. A dream team of powerhouse actresses brought the film to life, each adding a distinct personality to the ensemble. Sandra Bullock, Cate Blanchett, and Hathaway, Mindy Kaling, Sarah Paulson, Awkwafina, Rihanna, and Helena Bonham Carter. Every name carried its own weight, and together, they created a dynamic, stylish, and unforgettable crew. Sandra Bullock took the lead as Debbie Ocean, sister of the legendary Danny Ocean from the previous films. Cool, calculated, and impossibly charming, Debbie was the mastermind behind the grand scheme. Bullock infused her with confidence and intelligence, portraying a woman who had spent years planning the perfect heist while waiting for her moment to strike. In interviews, Bullock spoke about how she approached the role, explaining that Debbie wasn't just another version of Danny. "She's got the same family genes, sure," she said in an interview, "but she's got her own way of doing things. She's more patient, more precise. And she's been waiting a long time for this." Next to Debbie was her right-hand woman, Lou, played effortlessly by Cate Blanchett. With her platinum blonde hair and effortlessly cool demeanor, Lou was the backbone of the team, the partner in crime who could keep things moving even when tensions rose. Blanchett described Lou as someone who's done this before but is always looking for the next thrill. She and Bullock had undeniable chemistry, their on-screen partnership feeling as natural as the effortless banter between George Clooney and Brad Pitt in the previous Ocean's films. And Hathaway, meanwhile, delivered a scene-stealing performance as Daphne Kluger, the Hollywood actress at the center of the heist. Initially appearing self-absorbed and oblivious, Daphne turned out to be much more than she seemed. Hathaway played the role with an almost exaggerated flair, leaning into the stereotypes of celebrity life while also hinting at something deeper beneath the surface. When asked about her approach to the character, Hathaway admitted she had a lot of fun with it. "I just thought, what if she's the kind of person everyone underestimates? What if she's playing a role, just like we all are?" It was a clever move, and audiences loved how she walked the line between clueless and cunning. Mindy Kaling brought warmth and humor as Amita, the jewelry expert who could recreate priceless Cartier diamonds with expert precision. Kaling, known for her comedic chops, spoke about how much she loved being part of an action-packed movie with a primarily female cast. "I grew up watching heist films with all-male crews," she said. "To be part of something like this, where the women are the masterminds, was just incredible." Sarah Paulson, as Tammy, was the suburban mom-turned-professional smuggler. Her character was a surprising addition to the team, someone who had seemingly left the life behind, only to be pulled back in by Debbie's irresistible offer. Paulson played the role with a mixture of hesitation and excitement, showing a woman who secretly missed the thrill of the game. She admitted that playing Tammy felt personal in some ways. "She's a mom who's balancing two worlds, which is something a lot of women can relate to," Paulson said in an interview. "She's got this double life, and there's something really fun about that." Awkwafina's Constance was the street-smart pickpocket who brought energy and unpredictability to the crew. The role played to Awkwafina's natural charisma, and she delivered some of the film's funniest moments with her quick-witted delivery. In interviews, she shared how much she enjoyed being part of the film, especially working alongside legends like Sandra Bullock and Cate Blanchett. "I kept thinking, what am I doing here?" she laughed. "But everyone was so welcoming. It felt like we were all in it together." Just like the precision and meticulous planning that went into Debbie Ocean's grand scheme, the production of the film had its own set of carefully crafted moves, some planned, some entirely unplanned, but all adding to the charm of this star-studded spectacle. One of the most surprising facts about Ocean's 8 is that the Cartier Toussaint necklace, the dazzling centerpiece of the heist, was not just a random Hollywood prop. It was a real, handcrafted replica of an actual Cartier design. The original piece, made in the 1930s for the Maharaja of Nawanagar, was too fragile and valuable to be used in filming, so Cartier created an exact replica just for the movie. The process was so intricate that it required extensive 3D modeling and the use of real diamonds to ensure it looked as authentic as possible on camera. The necklace wasn't just a part of the plot. It was a star in its own right, and its presence added a layer of authenticity to the film that few heist movies can match. But here's where it gets even stranger. Wearing the Toussaint wasn't as effortless as it appeared on screen. And Hathaway, who played Daphne Kluger, had to be incredibly careful with the necklace, as it was still worth an astronomical sum. In reality, Cartier had security guards on set to watch over the piece, ensuring that it never left their sight. Hathaway later admitted that wearing such an opulent and valuable piece of jewelry made her incredibly nervous, and she was relieved when filming wrapped, knowing she could finally stop worrying about breaking it. The glitz and glamour of the Met Gala scenes may have looked effortless, but filming them was anything but simple. The filmmakers wanted authenticity, so instead of creating a fictionalized version of the gala, they shot inside the actual Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York City. This was no small feat, as securing filming rights at such an iconic location required extensive negotiations and logistical planning. Even more fascinating, some of the guests in the Met Gala scenes were real celebrities attending in character. This blend of reality and fiction added an exciting dynamic to the film, as A-list stars mingled with the cast, making it difficult to distinguish between what was scripted and what was genuine high society glamour. Speaking of celebrities, Ocean's 8 almost had even more star power. Many fans speculated that George Clooney's Danny Ocean might make a cameo appearance, despite the film implying that he was dead. Though his absence was intentional, Sandra Bullock revealed in an interview that she did have conversations with Clooney about the role, but ultimately, the filmmakers decided it was better to let Debbie Ocean stand on her own rather than tie her story too closely to Danny's past. However, one unexpected cameo did make it into the movie. Elliot Gould reprised his role as Ruben Tishkoff, the beloved character from the Ocean's 11 trilogy. His brief but memorable appearance was a nostalgic nod to fans of the original films, subtly bridging the gap between the classic and the new era of the franchise. But perhaps one of the most bizarre production stories involves Rihanna, who played the hacker, 9 Ball. On set, the cast quickly realized that Rihanna was not just acting, she was genuinely skilled at computers and hacking. In fact, some of the technical jargon she used in the film came naturally to her, impressing both the crew and her co-stars. Cate Blanchett even joked that if Rihanna ever decided to quit music and acting, she could probably make a successful career in cybersecurity. Then there was the challenge of filming with an ensemble cast as high-profile as this one. Scheduling conflicts were a constant struggle, with so many A-list actresses juggling different projects and commitments. Some of the most intricate scenes had to be shot out of sequence, requiring careful editing and clever cinematography to ensure seamless continuity. Despite these logistical hurdles, the chemistry among the cast was undeniable. Sandra Bullock, Cate Blanchett, and the rest of the team bonded so well off-screen that their camaraderie translated effortlessly onto the screen, making their interactions feel natural and engaging. A particularly strange and funny moment came when Mindy Kaling, who played Amita, found herself in a real-life version of a high-stakes jewelry situation. While training for her role, she visited Cartier to learn about the delicate art of jewelry craftsmanship. At one point, she was handed a multi-million-dollar diamond necklace to examine, and she admitted that she was so terrified of dropping it that she froze in place, not daring to move until someone took it back. Her experience was eerily similar to what her character goes through in the film, making for a hilarious and oddly fitting behind-the-scenes story. Another little-known fact about Ocean's 8 is that it took years to bring the project to life. The idea for an all-female Ocean's film had been floating around Hollywood for a long time, but it wasn't until Gary Ross took the helm as director that it gained real momentum. Sandra Bullock was one of the first actresses to be approached, and once she signed on, the rest of the cast quickly followed. However, there were constant rewrites and adjustments to the script to make sure the story did justice to the legacy of the Ocean's franchise while also feeling fresh and original. Another interesting aspect of Ocean's 8 is the theme of illusion and deception. Every member of the team plays a role, whether it's 9 Ball's hacking expertise, Constance's sleight of hand, or Tammy's ability to blend into the background. These women succeed not because of brute force but because of their intelligence, adaptability, and ability to manipulate perception. This idea is visually reinforced throughout the film, with mirrors, reflections, and disguises playing a key role in many scenes. The heist is won through careful misdirection, reminding the audience that appearances can be deceiving. Debbie Ocean herself is the embodiment of this theme. She presents herself as composed, stylish, and in control, but underneath, she is fueled by years of pain and betrayal. Her calculated approach to the heist is a reflection of her personal philosophy: never act on emotion, always think several steps ahead, and make sure no one sees you coming. Her decision to target Claude Becker, the man who betrayed her, adds another layer to the theme of deception. While she claims that her plan is purely about the money, her personal vendetta shows that even the most meticulous planners can't always separate business from emotion. Family legacy is another recurring theme in Ocean's 8. Debbie follows in the footsteps of her late brother, Danny Ocean, who was the mastermind behind the original Ocean's trilogy. Her journey is both an homage and a reinvention. She doesn't just want to replicate her brother's success, she wants to outdo it in her own way. The film frequently references Danny, keeping his presence alive without overshadowing Debbie's leadership. In many ways, Debbie's heist is about proving that she's just as brilliant as her brother, if not more so. The camaraderie among the women is another crucial theme. Unlike many heist films where personal rivalries and betrayals play a major role, Ocean's 8 emphasizes teamwork and trust. Each woman has a distinct skill set, and their success depends on their ability to work together seamlessly. There is no weak link in the group. Every member is essential. This sense of unity is empowering and sets the film apart from many male-dominated heist movies, where betrayals and power struggles often take center stage. Even the film's humor carries symbolic weight. There's a running joke about how men always underestimate women, something that the crew uses to their advantage. The security team at the Met Gala doesn't suspect them. The insurance investigator played by James Corden initially assumes Debbie is working alone. These small moments reinforce the larger message. Society often overlooks women's intelligence and cunning, but that's precisely why they succeed. By the time the credits roll, Ocean's 8 has delivered more than just a stylish heist. It has presented a narrative of empowerment, reinvention, and challenging societal expectations. The film's themes and symbols aren't just background details. They are woven into every scene, making the story resonate on a deeper level. It's not just about stealing a necklace. It's about stealing back control, rewriting the rules, and proving that women can pull off the ultimate con with intelligence, grace, and style. The magic of Ocean's 8 isn't just in the brilliance of its heist or the star power of its cast. It's in how the film is constructed, the meticulous craftsmanship that makes the experience immersive, stylish, and effortlessly cool. From the sleek cinematography to the rhythm of the editing, every filmmaking choice contributes to shaping the movie's distinct atmosphere. It's a world of glamour, precision, and illusion, brought to life through carefully curated techniques that elevate the storytelling. One of the first things that stands out about Ocean's 8 is its visual style. The cinematography, led by Igor Bryld, is polished and deliberate, mirroring the precision of the heist itself. The camera moves smoothly, often gliding through spaces with the same grace as Debbie Ocean's team as they execute their plan. Many shots are framed with symmetry, emphasizing order and control, a stark contrast to the chaos that could unfold if even one detail of the plan goes wrong. The use of wide-angle shots during the Met Gala sequences is particularly striking, capturing the grandeur of the event while also allowing the audience to track the characters' movements within the vast, luxurious space. Close-ups are another significant visual tool. The film frequently focuses on small, seemingly insignificant details: a hand slipping into a pocket, a security camera blinking red, a bead of sweat forming on a nervous character's brow. These moments heighten tension and signal to the audience that in a heist, every detail matters. A single mistake could mean disaster, and by focusing the camera on these micro-movements, the film pulls the viewer into the intricacies of the plan. The lighting in Ocean's 8 also plays a crucial role in establishing mood and tone. The Met Gala itself is bathed in a warm, golden glow, reinforcing the sense of luxury and exclusivity. Contrast this with the cooler, more muted tones in scenes where the team is planning the heist. These moments feel more grounded, almost as if they exist in an entirely different world from the dazzling opulence of the gala. This visual contrast reinforces the idea that the women are outsiders infiltrating an elite, untouchable space. Then there's the editing, which gives Ocean's 8 its smooth, effortless energy. Heist films thrive on pace, and the editing in this film is sharp and rhythmic. Quick cuts are used to create tension, especially during moments when the plan is in motion. A prime example of this is the moment the Cartier necklace is swapped. Rapid cuts between characters, security footage, and the necklace itself create a sense of controlled chaos. But despite the quick cuts, the film never feels disorienting. The editing is clean, ensuring that the audience always knows what's happening, even as multiple things unfold at once. Montages are another key element of the film's editing style. The preparation for the heist unfolds in a series of sequences that show each character in their element. 9-ball hacking security systems, Constance practicing her sleight of hand, Rose struggling to regain her confidence in the fashion world. These montages serve two purposes. They condense time, showing the team's progress without dragging the pacing, and they also reinforce the theme of mastery. Every woman on this team is an expert in her craft, and the montages highlight their skills while building anticipation for the grand execution. Sound design is another layer of the film's immersive experience. The film knows when to embrace silence, especially in moments of high tension, but it also understands the power of ambient sound. During the Met Gala scenes, the murmur of elite guests, the clinking of champagne glasses, and the hum of orchestral music create an atmosphere of luxury. These subtle details make the setting feel real and alive, drawing the audience into the world that Debbie and her team are infiltrating. Then there was Rihanna, who took on the role of Nine Ball, the hacker with an effortlessly cool attitude. With her signature style and laid-back confidence, Rihanna's Nine Ball was the tech genius who could break into anything. Her casting was one of the most talked-about elements of the film, and she delivered a performance that felt authentic and unforced. Rihanna, not typically known for acting roles, admitted that stepping into the world of heist movies was a new challenge. "It was different, but I loved it," she said. "And hacking is just cool. I felt like a badass." And finally, Helena Bonham Carter brought her signature eccentricity to the role of Rose Weil, the once-famous fashion designer desperate for a comeback. A nervous, quirky addition to the team, Rose provided some of the film's most delightful comedic moments, often fumbling her way through the plan with wide-eyed panic. Bonham Carter spoke about how much fun she had playing the character. "Rose is just in over her head, but she's trying," she said. "She's terrified but thrilled at the same time. And honestly, that's how I felt half the time on set." The chemistry between the cast was one of the film's greatest strengths. Off-screen, they bonded in ways that made their on-screen dynamics feel effortless. Interviews and behind-the-scenes footage showed the actresses laughing, joking, and genuinely enjoying each other's company. It wasn't just a cast, it was a team. Sandra Bullock even mentioned that they would go out for dinners together, strengthening their bond beyond the set. "It made a difference," she said. "You can feel when a cast actually gets along, and I think it shows in the movie." Of course, beyond the cast and crew, the audience played a crucial role in the film's success. When Ocean's 8 premiered, anticipation was high. Would it live up to the legacy of the Ocean's trilogy? Would audiences embrace the all-female cast? The response was overwhelmingly positive. Fans loved the film's style, its humor, and the sheer fun of watching these women pull off a daring heist. Many praised the performances, especially Anne Hathaway's unexpectedly hilarious turn as Daphne Kluger. Social media buzzed with appreciation for the way the film flipped the heist genre's usual dynamics, putting women in control of the action. Critics were somewhat mixed, with some arguing that the film played things a little too safe. While the performances and style were widely praised, a few felt that the stakes weren't as high as they could have been. But for most audiences, that didn't matter. The film delivered exactly what it promised, a stylish, entertaining ride led by an A-list cast who were clearly having a great time. Box office numbers reflected this enthusiasm. Ocean's 8 opened to a strong $41.5 million in its first weekend, surpassing expectations and proving that audiences were eager for a female-led heist movie. By the end of its theatrical run, it had grossed nearly $300 million worldwide, cementing its status as a commercial success. More than just a heist film, Ocean's 8 became part of a larger conversation about representation in Hollywood. It wasn't just about making a movie with a female cast. It was about proving that stories like this could be just as thrilling, just as profitable, and just as beloved as their male-led counterparts. And in that regard, the film succeeded spectacularly. For the cast, it wasn't just another job, it was a statement. Sandra Bullock spoke about how she hoped the film would open doors for more female-driven stories. "It's not about replacing the guys," she said. "It's about expanding what's possible." And with Ocean's 8, that possibility felt bigger than ever.